My name is Alan, 25 years old, and what I am about to tell you is the most terrifying experience of my life. It happened to me last year at Ninoy Aquino International Airport, on the night I was supposed to fly to Dubai. Even now, every time I think about it, my chest tightens, as if the fear is still living somewhere inside me. I was standing in the check-in line, excited for the trip ahead, when I suddenly felt someone staring at me. It was not the casual glance of another traveler. It felt sharp, like a needle touching the back of my neck. I turned my head and saw a girl standing a few people away. At first, she looked completely ordinary, the kind of person you would not notice in a crowded airport. But then she lifted her face, and something about her expression froze me where I stood. Her eyes were unnaturally wide, as if she were forcing them open with invisible hands. And when she smiled at me, it was not a friendly smile. It was crooked, stretched, trembling slightly. The kind of smile that belongs to someone who enjoys watching others suffer. I remember blinking, expecting her expression to change, but the smile only grew wider. It felt wrong on a level I cannot explain. I looked away immediately. My heart was beating faster, but I told myself to calm down. I had been stressed for weeks. Maybe I was just imagining things. When it was finally my turn, I focused on the check-in process and tried to forget her. As soon as I received my boarding pass, I hurried off toward the security area, desperate to put some distance between her and me. After passing through security, I headed toward my boarding gate. On the way, I stopped by the restroom. The place was almost empty, and the silence felt thick, like the air before a storm. As I was washing my hands, I heard a whispering sound outside the door. It was a woman's voice, soft, repeating something I could not understand. At first, I thought someone was on a phone call, but the whispering grew clearer, slower, almost as if someone was deliberately vocalizing every breath. I stepped out of the restroom, and the moment the door swung open, she was there. The same girl, standing inches away from me. She did not blink. Her pupils looked even larger, reflecting the fluorescent light above us. And this time, I noticed the object tucked inside her jacket pocket. A pair of scissors, long, silver, sharp. The tip of the blades peeked out slightly, catching the light. For a second, neither of us moved. Then she tilted her head to one side, as if she were examining a new specimen. That same twisted smile crawled back onto her face. Fear shot through me like electricity. I shoved her aside with both hands and ran without looking back. I did not stop until I reached a crowded area. I pretended to check my phone, trying to act normal, even though I could barely breathe. I stayed hidden between people for what felt like forever, until the boarding announcement started echoing through the terminal. I finally forced myself to walk toward the gate, and then I saw her. She was already there, standing near the boarding area, eyes glued to me as if she had been waiting the entire time. No matter how many passengers moved between us, her gaze never wavered. I felt my legs trembling, the same way they trembled when I was a child afraid of the dark. The idea of being trapped with her on the same plane sent waves of panic through my chest. Thankfully, when I boarded, her assigned seat was far from mine. I did everything I could to avoid looking in her direction. I kept my headphones in, shut my eyes, and pretended to sleep, although I never truly did. Every time I sensed movement, I flinched, afraid that she had somehow appeared beside me. When we landed in Dubai, I got off the plane as fast as I could. I kept checking behind me while walking through the arrival hall, but she was nowhere to be seen. For the first time since the beginning of the night, I felt a flicker of relief. After leaving the airport, I went straight to the currency exchange counter. There were no travelers around me. The hall felt too quiet for such a large building, and I felt the hairs on my arms rise. But I convinced myself that I was finally safe. I collected the money and turned around. She was standing right behind me. The same girl, the same smile. But this time, her body jerked and twitched, as if she were struggling against something inside her. Her hand gripped the scissors tightly, and her shoulders trembled in unnatural spasms. The sound she made was not quite a laugh, not quite a scream. It was something broken, something that did not belong to a human throat. She took a step toward me, then another. Each step dragged slightly, as if her bones were bending out of place. Her eyes gleamed with a hunger that made my stomach twist. The hall was empty except for the two of us. It was nearly the middle of the night, and no one was walking nearby. I ran. I did not think. I did not breathe. I simply ran. Her footsteps erupted behind me, faster, heavier, as if she were no longer walking but almost gliding toward me. The sound grew closer, closer, echoing off the walls until I thought her hand would grab my shoulder at any moment. I burst through the doors of the airport and frantically scanned for a taxi. My chest felt like it was going to burst. A taxi pulled up. I jumped inside and yelled for the driver to go. As the vehicle started moving, I glanced out the window. She was standing outside the airport entrance, motionless, watching me disappear into the night. Her scissors hung loosely from her hand, swinging slightly with the breeze, as if she were waving goodbye. That image haunted me more than anything else, because it felt like she was telling me this was not the end, that she could follow me anywhere she wanted to. I stayed in Dubai for the week, constantly looking over my shoulder,
Every reflection in a window made my heart stop. Every woman with dark hair made me tense up. When I finally returned to Manila, I never saw her again. But the fear she planted inside me never left. Sometimes, even now, when I walk through an airport or hear the sound of metal clinking against metal, my mind returns to that night, and I see her face again. That smile, those eyes, that twisted, trembling body. I know she is gone, but a part of me still feels watched, as if the memory of her has not finished with me. And I do not think I will ever forget her, not for the rest of my life.